On the morning of September 17, 2023, a lone Marine pilot descended under a billowing parachute into a quiet residential area near Charleston, South Carolina. Emergency services quickly arrived, and the pilot, part of the Marine Fighter Attack Training Squadron 501, was transported to a local hospital in stable condition. However, his aircraft, a $100 million F-35B Lightning II, was nowhere to be found. Despite the safe ejection, the stealth fighter, one of the most advanced and expensive pieces of military hardware in the world, equipped with state-of-the-art technology designed to evade detection, had seemingly vanished without a trace. Authorities launched an intensive search operation, enlisting federal, state, and local officials to scour the region. The disappearance of a runaway pilotless F-35 stealth fighter in South Carolina had everyone searching high and low. This unprecedented situation stirred confusion and concern among both military personnel and civilians. It was a baffling mystery. How does a jet go missing? Securing that F-35 was a high-stakes, time-sensitive operation. Today, you too can secure a fragment of aviation history and wear it as part of an extraordinary timepiece. Introducing the Rec Watches X4009 collection. 4 exceptional watches crafted from the very aluminum of the Spitfire Mark 1A X4009. This isn't just any aircraft. It was a pivotal player in the Battle of Britain, piloted by the legendary ace Patterson Clarence Hughes. When the Mark 1A X4009 was shot down on September 7, 1940, it marked the end of a heroic journey. Fast forward to today, and the wreckage of this iconic Spitfire is being meticulously restored by the Hunter Fighter Collection in Australia. Rec Watches is now repurposing some of the unusable fuselage aluminum, transforming it into distinctive timepieces that serve as unique testaments to history, each bearing individual marks and scratches. Drawing design inspiration from the World War II era, these creations echo the style of the Dirty Dozen military watches and the Spitfire itself. And by owning an X4009, you're not just wearing a piece of history. You're also contributing, as part of every sale goes directly to the Hunter Fighter Collection Restoration Fund, ensuring its preservation for future generations. The X4009 collection is available exclusively on the Rec Watches e-store and is currently on pre-order with a 25% discount to be delivered in October 2024. Secure your piece of history today at www.recwatches.com. The Joint Strike Fighter program began in the early 1990s in order to replace an array of multi-role platforms flown by the United States and its allies. With the JSF, a versatile and capable multi-role aircraft would fill in for aging models like the F-16 Fighting Falcon, F/A-18 Hornet, A-10 Thunderbolt II, and F-117 Nighthawk. Soon, nations like the United Kingdom, Italy, the Netherlands, Denmark, Norway, Canada, and Australia joined the ambitious program. Following a competitive design war, in 2001, Lockheed Martin's X-35 prototype was selected for development due to its superior performance. The end result is one of aviation history's most extraordinary feats, the F-35 Lightning II, a family of stealth multi-role combat aircraft. Named after the iconic World War II-era Lockheed P-38 Lightning, while designed for air superiority and strike missions, the single-engine model can perform a wide range of missions, like electronic warfare and ISR, or intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, making it one of the world's most advanced fighter jets in service today. This makes the American-made F-35 Joint Strike Fighter a highly coveted fighter jet, mainly because the 5th-generation platform possesses unparalleled stealth, allowing it to evade enemy detection and enter contested airspace. Additionally, the model is designed to carry weapons such as air-to-air missiles and guided bombs hidden within internal bays, reducing the warplane's radar signature and making it harder for potential enemies to find. Most importantly, there's a Lightning II variant to cover all possible types of missions. Built to meet the diverse needs of various military branches and allied forces, the F-35 Lightning II comes in 3 main variants. First, the F-35A is the most produced version. Designed for conventional takeoff and landing, it primarily serves the United States Air Force. Advanced avionics and superior agility make it greatly effective for air-to-air combat and ground attack missions. Next is the F-35C, tailored for the United States Navy. This variant, though the least produced, excels in aircraft carrier operations. Larger wings, stronger landing gear, and enhanced range make it ideal for catapult launches and arrested landings. However, the F-35B variant, developed for the United States Marine Corps, stands out as the most revolutionary. The B variant of the Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II Joint Strike Fighter is the world's first supersonic, radar-evading stealth fighter, capable of short takeoff and vertical landing, or STOVL. Central to the F-35B's STOVL capability is its shaft-driven lift fan. Developed by Rolls-Royce, this innovative system tackles many temperature, velocity, and power challenges. Providing up to 28,000 pounds of vertical thrust, the lift fan works with a swiveling module that directs the engine's thrust downward. Additional wing nozzles stabilize the aircraft during vertical flight. This state-of-the-art fan is located behind the cockpit and is driven by the main engine via a drive shaft. Its integration of the lift fan allows the F-35B to operate from short runways, amphibious assault ships, and airfields with short runways, giving the variant the unique capability to operate from endless types of ships, roads, and austere bases near frontline combat zones, providing unparalleled flexibility in all potential combat scenarios. Despite its advanced capabilities, the F-35B's STOVL system introduced a new layer of complexity, occasionally leading to operational challenges. This complexity became glaringly evident during a flight in September 2023, which turned into a dramatic emergency. On September 17, 2023, what began as a routine training flight aboard an F-35B Lightning II suddenly turned into an emergency when, at an altitude of around 1,000 feet, the pilot experienced a malfunction and was forced to eject about 1 mile north of Charleston International Airport. After using the emergency parachute, the pilot, part of the Marine Fighter Attack Training Squadron 501, managed to land in a residential neighborhood. Afterward, he was taken to a local medical center, where he remained in stable condition. But his F-35B was nowhere to be found. Audio from a Charleston County Emergency Medical Services call, shared by a local meteorologist, captured someone saying, quote, "He's unsure of where his plane crashed, said he just lost it in the weather." According to a Marine Corps release, a second pilot of another F-35B returned safely to the base after both aircraft had departed earlier that day for a routine training flight. In military aviation incidents involving multiple warplanes, protocol dictates that the remaining aircraft stay on location to ensure safety and relay crash location information. Following the incident, 1 mile of road was closed indefinitely as federal, state, and local officials launched the official search protocol in rural Williamsburg County for any wreckage. The military even appealed to the public for help finding the aircraft. Still, it seemed like a runaway stealth jet was lost, potentially flying undetected over North Carolina. The search sparked a fascinating mystery, prompting widespread speculation. Was the jet still airborne, perhaps on autopilot? Had it crashed undetected into a lake or the ocean? Did the Pentagon, the most advanced intelligence office in the world, really have no way to trace a stealth jet? In a social media post, Representative Nancy Mace from South Carolina, quote, "How in the hell do you lose an F-35? We're asking the public to, what, find a jet and turn it in?" According to Jeremy Huggins, a spokesperson at Joint Base Charleston, the F-35B was flying in autopilot mode when the pilot ejected, suggesting the possibility that it could still be airborne. He also mentioned that the model has unique coatings and designs that make it harder to detect than a normal aircraft, and the jet's transponder was not working. When the pilot ejected, it is plausible that the electronics for the transponder were damaged, making it impossible for the military to track the aircraft's location. As surprising as a rogue jet on autopilot may be, it's not unprecedented. In 1989, a Soviet MiG-23 flew over 500 miles across multiple countries after its pilot ejected, before eventually crashing in Belgium, causing significant alarm and international outcry. Still, while there was a possibility that the aircraft continued flying after the pilot ejected in the September 2023 incident, this scenario was deemed extremely unlikely due to the damage an aircraft sustains following an ejection and the changes in aerodynamics when a canopy is gone. But there is another likely theory. A U.S. official told a news agency that the pilot was forced to eject following a malfunction. This suggests that part of the mystery surrounding the F-35B crash may involve a unique pilot safety feature specific to the Marine Corps jump jet version of the stealth fighter. The Marine Corps variant of the F-35 Lightning II is different from the Air Force and naval versions in that it can take off and land like a helicopter, allowing it to operate on amphibious assault ships. However, another key difference is that it's the only one of the 3 variants that have a specialized seat that can auto-eject in case an incident occurs while the model is in hover mode. If the lift fan system in the center of the jet's fuselage were to fail, or power from the engine were to cut out, it's very likely the jet could flip over and fall much faster than the pilot could even have time to react to either stabilize the aircraft or perform ejection procedures themselves. In such a dangerous situation for the pilot and aircraft, the auto-ejection feature activates without pilot input, although the parameters for this function are unknown. In addition to law enforcement teams across the state, the search for the lost F-35B involved the Marines, its 2nd Marine Aircraft Wing, Navy regional authorities in the Southeast, the Civil Air Patrol, and the Federal Aviation Administration. Officials focused their searches on the jet's last known location, around Lake Moultrie and Lake Marion, north of the city of Charleston. The search for the aircraft lasted for over a day, before the debris was ultimately located by a South Carolina law enforcement helicopter. In a military statement, officials stated that the site of the wreckage was discovered in rural Williamsburg County, 2 hours northeast of Joint Base Charleston. The sheriff's office also stated that there were no reported injuries, and a spokeswoman told news outlets that the office did not receive any calls about a possible crash or a loud boom. Following the end of the search, via a press release, the Marine Corps announced that the September 17, 2023 crash was under a scrutinous and secretive investigation. It remains unclear, however, if the F-35B's auto-ejection safety mechanism caused the incident, but Lockheed Martin is also supporting the government's official investigation, according to a company spokeswoman. Following the crash, the Marines released a statement on Monday regarding General Eric Smith's decision, as acting commander of the Marines, to direct all aviation units for a 2-day pause in operations. During this safety stand-down, commanders will lead discussions with fellow Marines, focusing on the fundamentals of safe flight operations, maintenance and flight procedure, ground safety, combat readiness, maintenance, and more, to ensure all members are thoroughly informed about these procedures. This decision comes after 3 Class A mishaps occurred in less than 2 months for Lightning II users. These occur when damages reach at least $2.5 million, or an incident results in the total loss of an aircraft or a casualty. On August 24, 2023, an FA-18D Hornet crashed in Southern California during a training flight, resulting in tragedy. Shortly after, on August 27th, an MV-22B Osprey crashed off the coast of Australia during a transport training exercise. The September 2023 F-35B crash near Charleston was the final straw that prompted Marine Corps top brass to order the reinforcement of safety protocols and procedures. The Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning Joint Strike Fighter is the most advanced fighter jet in the U.S. Armed Forces arsenal, with over 972 warplanes already built and plans to produce more than 3,500 globally. The jet represents the future of the country's air power. According to public data, the DoD is counting on the model to serve as the primary fighter in the Western world until 2080. Yet, it's also quite expensive. To this day, Lockheed Martin has delivered 190 F-35B variants to the Marine Corps at a cost of around $100 million each. Overall, the 60-year program to develop and maintain the jets, which has faced significant cost overruns and production delays, has an expected final price tag of $1.7 trillion, making it the costliest weapons program in U.S. history. Despite entering service in the mid-2010s, the Defense Department is already weighing its options to modernize the engine and the cooling system. As of late spring 2024, there have been no results from the investigation. Despite these challenges, the F-35B remains a crucial part of modern military aviation, showcasing a blend of advanced technology and versatile operational capability. Future improvements and lessons learned will ensure the F-35B maintains its status as a valuable asset in the defense arsenal for years to come. Thank you to Rec Watches for sponsoring our video. Secure your piece of history with the X4009 collection at 25% off by visiting www.recwatches.com and pre-ordering now.